to the next guy. Mr. Percival, you are going to be the general counsel of the Department of Homeland Security. The Supreme Court of the United States currently has a court order, multiple court orders with the Department of Homeland Security. John Roberts, the biggest guy in the land we have on the Supreme Court, has issued those court orders, and DHS is not complying. If you want this job as general counsel, will you comply with the court orders from the Supreme Court of the United States?
Well, thank you, Senator. I have some awareness of that situation in my role as senior counselor. If confirmed, as I said, it is this administration's policy to follow court orders.
It's not this administration's policy. They're not. Can you agree that right now they are not implementing Supreme Court court orders? You can't say it's policy if they're not implementing them.
I absolutely disagree with that. So there's multiple aspects to facilitating the return of somebody. One of them is the DHS side of it, which is, we call it eliminating domestic obstacles to return. So if someone shows up at a port of entry, we'd make sure they get in the country. The second piece would be international negotiations, because the individuals are in the custody of a foreign government. So that's a State Department piece. DHS doesn't do foreign policy, but obviously those are very complicated negotiations.
Yeah, but you can't say we haven't negotiated with the country to get them back. The president of El Salvador, where one of these guys is being held, was in the Oval Office. So we have access to this president to facilitate negotiations. DHS is choosing not to adhere to court orders from the Supreme Court. And you're going to be the lawyer. I know I'm over time, but I would just ask that you please obey the Constitution and the separation of powers, not just Donald Trump.
Senator Lankford.